The way the guys played, it starts on the mound and you have to get out of the gates. And I thought Joey did a really nice job. Like, he mixed all 4 pitches. He had good control of the fastball. I wouldn't say he had the best precise command we've seen. Like, he dots that thing up, and his slider was probably the best of the 4. Threw some good changeups, and you see the bigger breaking ball that seems to get people off the fastball, and that's his recipe. And Micah did a nice job. I thought the relievers did well. We're learning these guys. We have high expectations for that group, and we need to get Martinez in the game, and we need to see what Prescott looks like in a game. And Kinnear, there's a lot coming at you with Kinnear, and there's some good stuff there. So we are still learning, and you hope that the outcome is what it was today as you learn. I was proud of Lodis, the guy. I actually looked at his preseason numbers last night. Like, it was amazing, the preseason he had. That's what it looked like. The double play at the end, to see him just stick his nose in there. I was proud of him and Farrow, and you saw Carnes had some good at-bats, and you see the capabilities behind the plate just blended right in with the game. And when good catching is happening in front of you, it blends in, just like good umpiring and good first base play. It should blend in, and it's not always that easy. McCulley stepped in and did a nice job, had a big hit there when we kind of got it going. Drew Farrow, another good ball game, like just the presence and the physicality and his ability to drive balls, and now you've seen it from both sides of the plate. So good, solid win, and proud of the guys and proud of the bullpen management and operation. And now tomorrow to see Mendez, our third lefty that we're starting, that will be exciting for us, and the knowledge we gain when they walk out there. We learned a lot today, and the players take away a lot of feelings and data and information, and you measure things differently in this setting. Fans were phenomenal today again. Looked packed. Imagine it was sold out. Energy, good. Gage right out of the gate kind of gets us going. We got to get off the field, and then Gage comes up and pops one, and felt like we had some game control today. And they threatened late, and a couple plays we probably should have made that allowed them to threaten, but all in all, solid.
Through 2 games, I think you gave up 1 earned run. Is this, I know it's 2 games, it's really, really early, it's a small sample size. Is this kind of what you were expecting out of this, your first 5 guys that you could put on the mound?
Yes, and I knew this would be a roadmap to giving us a chance to be competitive. Each team's profile is different. And you have some athleticism, you have a little more depth on the mound, and I think this is what I hope to see. There are still parts within the outings by the guys that I think you could pull from and find marks to improve on if you want to be picky. But yes, this is what I had hoped he would see out of the gate.
You talked a little bit yesterday about Gage and him coming here, what you guys expect from him at the plate versus where he was previously. To see that pay off immediately today, just how pleased have you been with the way he's worked since he's gotten here?
Great. He's worked hard, and the guys find their rhythm, and they go and play summer ball, and we're looking at video and we're talking on the phone about how it's going in summer ball, and then you get here and you play the fall, and they're going through different modifications to their game, and some of that's new to us, and we're trying to help them along, and you don't want to overcook what you're doing, but he's done a nice job of making some minor adjustments to his game, and it clearly helps him. And you've seen him shoot balls the other way and ball it short. Hit that ball really hard, and the ball to left yesterday, and the ball in that he was able to smoke. He's got some juice in there. Like you saw that. Like there's some power in there, and he's still learning. He's a good bunter. He's a good base runner. He's got some sense of what he's doing with his game, and I think as he gains confidence, it continues to trend. But he's a really good outfielder, good kid, works hard. So a great moment for him.
Coach, you talked all offseason about needing to replace the power, 4 home runs, 8 extra base hits today, and a lot of that also on the left side too. Just how important is that to see from this group as you kind of get the season going?
There's no replacing the home run. There's not. Like in this day and age of the quality of the stuff on the mound, our stuff when we pitch and the opponent's stuff, it's hard to string a ton of hits together. So being able to drive balls and hit home runs does matter. It matters a lot, and we saw it today. And our guys are physical, And they're all in new spots. They're not new players necessarily, some of the guys that performed today, but they're in new spots in the lineup and maybe new expectations for themselves. And I don't think the team expectations change, but there's more in it when you're in different spots in the lineup. And you look at who was in those spots last year, and now it's your turn. So the production, the delivery of the result, it's important. It's important to the guys and the team, and the home run is a critical part of the game. And you hope you're physical enough to do it. I think we are. The downside of that today for me was I thought there were a lot of maybe poor swing decisions early in counts and maybe in hitters type counts, 2-0, 3-1. I have to go back and watch it on video, but that would be the downside. I think there's more in the tank, but if you're not getting good pitches to hit, it's hard to find those things ending up over the fence. So you see the capabilities when we do it. The swings are in check. I think it's just maybe maturity and growth and some early count pitch selection.
Yeah, following up on that, you guys had 10 strikeouts yesterday, 10 again today. Is that just the maturity they just talked about right there, just understanding, when to swing and what to look for?
Yes, and avoiding the 2-strike count at times, that goes to maybe the swing decision. Are we fouling off pitches that need to be hit? Are we swinging at pitches that put us in a position to strike out? And then you are going to have to deal with the 2-strike hitting. I think we're putting ourselves in those situations incorrectly. But I will also say, as the plate appearances mount, your chances of the strikeout also does increase a little bit. So when you stretch it, and we may not have had tons of hits, but I feel like we've had base runners, and that does create more opportunity for those to mount. But clearly, yes, it has been too much.
Drew was one of a couple of returners that seemed more physical when he came back this year. Just how much stronger does he seem to you, and what other improvements has he made at the plate since last year?
He's clearly stronger, and weight gain. We're in the weight room. Obviously, we do this in here every day. The weight itself is secondary to strength, and sometimes those go hand in hand. But anyone could probably just gain weight, right? We could all do that if we wanted to. But the strength gains that happen in this room, then you have maybe a weight increase that goes with it. He's done it, both. He's simplified things. And again, guys that may not be freshmen that are still new to this, it does take some time to settle in and become comfortable and understanding what makes you tick and then what makes you tick in this setting and on this stage. So simplifying things, stronger, settling, more confident, more comfortable. He's checking all those boxes.
First game for Carnes today, just how did you feel like he handled it just emotionally and behind the plate as well?
Steady Eddie. I thought the point of the game where I think we brought Martinez in and they ran. And right away he throws probably a 195, 196 down there on the money. And that's kind of an awkward time if you're a freshman catcher, like at that moment to think we're up a little bit, is this the time to run? Well, that's a good move on their part. Like the pitching change, you have a young catcher, and I was really proud with how he responded just to that. You see the juice. He gave away an at-bat at some point later in the game after he hit the ball off the wall. But all in all, he blended in, he received well, he blocked a couple of pitches he needed to block, and the one throw he made was right on the money. It was impressive.
How do you feel about the pitching depth overall? I mean, it's two different guys, and Jackson hasn't even caught a game yet so far.
Well, you have to have catching depth, and guys get beat up. Like we're in a situation right now where we haven't even played and guys are beat up. And Nate was beat up, and he was out for a while. And Jackson's beat up, and he'll be back. So if you want to be complete, you have to have it. And then on top of that, you have 20 pitchers that need work. Well, who's going to catch that? You can't have one guy. We have two really good bullpen catchers, Siler and Zach. They're down there helping, but they can't do it all. These guys throw bullpens and flat grounds and side work and in between innings. So if you want to have a complete program, you have to have depth at that position, and we clearly do. And these guys will continue to get beat up. There's no way around it, but we have good ones.